Good evening, my name is John the Person, and today I'm going to show you how to bake a pizza. And my audience is my dad, and then my brother behind the camera. And did you know that pizza was considered, well, they said a horrible food and only considered for the poor. Now it's one of the most popular foods in the world. And also, who wanted to make their own pizza? And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So first, you got your pizza dough out, and your pizza dough needs to rest in a bowl with flour in it for 8 to 24 hours. This has been resting for about 9 hours. Then you put it on a surface with flour down, then you can start rolling. You just push down and make sure you get all the air bubbles out, and then you start from the sides. Okay. And to understand how to make a good pizza, you have to know why pizza became a popular food in the first place. So pizza was originally created in Naples, Italy in the 1700s. And then in the 1800s, Queen Margherita of Italy visited Naples and liked the food. They became an Italian staple. And then as Italian immigrants came over, mostly through Ellis Island, in the early 1900s, it became super popular in New York. And then after World War II, it became the most popular food in America because Italian immigrants started moving from New York and from the East Coast to the West Coast. And that's History Pizza. And you can learn more about that on history.com. So you roll it out and just make sure all your bubbles are gone, and that's spread out evenly. It has somewhat of a circular shape or a square shape, depending on how you want to do it. Just make sure all the bubbles are gone. Okay, that should be good. So then you have your pizza rack, and you could either use a pizza rack, a pizza pan, or you could use just a piece of aluminum foil. Or what I do is take a napkin and take some olive oil. And you want to brush it down a little bit. And this is just to keep the pizza from sticking onto the pan, or the sheet, should I say. Okay. Just rub that around. Okay. So then this is when you start to assemble your pizza. So you grab the dough carefully and place it on the rack. Spread it back out a little bit more. And then you can start to assemble your pizza. So first you want a pizza sauce, and just for the sake of time, I'm not going to show you how to exactly make it, but you need a pizza sauce that has, well, tomato sauce, but also has Italian seasoning, Italian herbs, garlic, parsley, cilantro, and pepper. And put that on there. And this is about a cup or a little bit less of sauce. And that should be about where your measurements are. And then you're going to take a spoon or a ladle and you're going to spread the sauce around. And then you want to keep from any thick layers of sauce forming because you want to even layer pizza. And then remember that you do have a crust line if you want crust, and try to keep that around. And try to keep that in mind as you're moving the sauce around. Okay, and then you want to put as much cheese as sauce you put on, so that was about a little bit less than a cup of sauce, or we put on, I'll say, a cup of cheese. And you want to use low moisture cheese because cheese with a lot of moisture, when it cooks, sweats because it has moisture in it. So you want to use low moisture so it doesn't seep into the sauce and make it soggy. And just gonna put enough cheese on there to cover it. If you want extra cheese on, you have to put on extra meat or whatever toppings you're doing. So this is about our 1 cup of cheese. And then you go over to the toppings you're putting on. So if you have any cold toppings, keep it refrigerated up until using. There's that pepperoni here. and then any pre-cooked ingredients you already have. Like over here we have bacon. And if it's pre-cooked, you want to leave it out. You don't want to refrigerate it. And you can put it on a pizza with your raw ingredients. Just make sure that you don't let it burn, because you don't want anything burnt on your pizza. Get a little bit more. And then the rule about vegetables is that any vegetable that absorbs moisture really well, like mushrooms, can go below the pizza if you want any grease below it. But then anything like a spinach or any sort of vegetable that absorbs moisture, you want on top, because all these things are going to release the pepperoni oil and the cheese moisture. So that's going to make your vegetables wilt. So only put mushrooms on the bottom part of the pizza if you want to do that. So that's your pizza. So then you have an oven, and you want to put it for about 350 degrees. And you can put it in preheated. Just remember to add 5 to 10 minutes on the cook time. So you take your pizza rack, and then you make sure everything's okay, and then you place it on the top rack only, unless you're making 2 pizzas. And if it is on the bottom rack, cook for an extra 5 minutes on top of that. And you just put that in. And then it needs to cook for about 15 to 20 minutes, and that's including the time added for preheat, and that's how you make a pizza. And you can look up more recipes at kitchen.com and the New York Times Magazine Food Edition. Thank you.